welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be making macaroni cheese two ways. Now I say macaroni cheese, but it's not really macaroni, it's kind of penne pasta, if that's how you say it. Whatever way you say it, it's not macaroni, but I'm still calling it macaroni cheese two ways anyway, because why not? So this is really easy, it's the ultimate comfort. I can't even speak today. Hold on, let me try that again. It's the ultimate comfort food and it's just amazing. I love macaroni cheese, so let's make it, shall we? Okay, so for this I'm actually using brown pasta, so it's a little bit healthy too. Next thing I'm going to do is make a little cheese sauce, which is really easy. So let's do. Okay, so cheese sauce is a really simple thing to make. What we need is some flour. I usually use about 2 tablespoons, but you can always put more in if you want it a bit thicker. And next up we need some butter. I usually use about a tablespoon of butter, good nice generous portion. Put a little bit more into. And next up we'll also need some milk, but we're going to leave that for now. First off, we just mix these together. Until it forms a little roux, that's it. So this is called a roux. This is just butter mixed with flour. And this is the basis for the sauce. This will just make the sauce go thick. And of course we will add in cheese once the sauce is thickened and ready. But first up, we're just adding in our butter, our flour, mixing it together. And then once that's mixed together, we'll go for it with the milk as well. Just a little bit at a time. As you can see, it's all coming together quite nicely already. So next up, we're going to add a little bit of milk. Not too much, you just take your time with this sort of process because you don't want it to get lumpy, so you just keep stirring it until it all comes together. And then once it comes together, and you can see it's already starting to thicken already. So once that comes together quite nicely, like it is doing perfectly really, we're going to add in a bit more milk. So same process, and just keep repeating this process until you have a nice thick sauce. It's really simple, right nice. You can see how this makes a nice thick sauce. Now some people quite like their macaroni cheese thin. I know my daughter does. She likes the sauce on it quite thin, whereas I like the sauce on it quite thick so that it sticks to the pasta. Everybody's different, but it just depends how you feel about it, I guess. Thick sauce is the best though, in my opinion. Look at that, it's already starting to thicken up really nice and resemble what you would think of as a white sauce. So we'll just keep that in the heat and keep stirring it. You've really got to constantly stir this. It's the best way to do it. If you don't constantly stir, it will end up really lumpy, so don't want that, do we? So keep stirring, give it a good stir as well. Put some effort into it. Okay, when it comes to putting the cheese in, it's just a matter of preference really about how cheesy and strong you like your sauce. But just cut it into little cubes like I have. And I like to be generous with my cheese because obviously I really like the flavour of the cheese. Just put in as much as you like. And again, just like when you were making the sauce, just keep stirring it until it thickens up and all the cheese melts in. And then you've got your cheese sauce really. And the other thing you really need to do once it's all melted in is add a little bit of salt and pepper to season it. And then the cheese sauce will be ready, and then it'll be on to the next step. Okay, so I'm going to be making a herby crumb for the top of one of the macaroni cheeses, and the other one is simply mozzarella melted on top, so it's just crispy cheese on top of cheesy pasta. And as I say, a herby crumb on top of cheesy pasta, the latter of which is baked in the oven. So let's make the crumb base now. Now this crumb base couldn't be easier really, it's just 2 bits of bread. I use wholemeal because I find it's nicer. It's also seeded as well, so I just put 2 bits of bread in. Should do that. Also put some salt, some pepper, good generous helping of pepper, garlic, I've got some frozen garlic here, which is pre-chopped, so I'm just going to use that in this recipe. Good bit of garlic. I do like a good bit of garlic in there for flavour. I've also got some frozen basil, which again is pre-chopped. I've got fresh in the house, but I'll just use this for easiness. It smells amazing. And a good glug of extra virgin olive oil as well. And that's just going to get blended up, and then we've got our breadcrumbs. So as you can see, we've got our cheese sauce, got our breadcrumbs, which are in there. Our pasta's cooking, we're just waiting on that, and then we'll assemble. So easy, can't wait to taste. Okay, so our pasta's ready. We've mixed the cheese sauce in with it. And it looks nice and thick, sort of clinging to the pasta, which is what I want. And we're just going to divide it into a couple of bowls so I can show you the cheese sauce, or macaroni cheese, two ways, if you will. Like I say, it's not really macaroni. It's more like penne pasta, cheesy penne pasta. Oh well, won't worry about that. Right, so one of these is going to be covered in breadcrumbs, and the other one's going to be covered in mozzarella and crisped up in the oven. So we'll just pack this in as best we can. That looks about right, doesn't it? Maybe a wee bit more for this side.
Is that mine?
Can be. I'll just have a wee look at this one. I want to pack some more in mine as well. There we go. That's good. Okay, so you know we made the breadcrumbs already, so they're just going to get poured on top. Oops. Might make a bit of a mess, but it doesn't matter too much. I'll tidy it up, or the dogs will tidy it up, won't they, to... We just want to give them a press down as well, so you do. I really love breadcrumbs on macaroni cheese. I think it's amazing. It's one of my favourite things, the crispiness of the breadcrumbs with the cheesy pasta. Oh, it's amazing. Love it. So we'll just sort of put them on top, and also just sort of put your finger over the top so it's a wee bit loose as well. So you've got the packed bit and the bit that's loose as well, a bit like you would do an apple crumble. Okay. And then the other one, just putting mozzarella over the top. There we go. Again, we'll just give it a little press down. And any ghost bits we'll just put back on top again. Right, so these are going to go in the oven. Basically, all we're putting in the oven for is to crisp up the breadcrumbs and to melt the cheese. That's it, really. So it's probably not going to take that long, but it'll make it delicious. But before I do that, a little bit of olive oil, because of course olive oil is into everything. And into the oven it goes. Okay, so it's done. We've got a nice breadcrumb pasta, which looks lovely and crispy. We've got a lovely melted mozzarella pasta.
That's mine.
As you can see, looks amazing. Mmm. Mmm. Really nice. Nice and creamy, nice and cheesy. Nice comfort food. And this one, we've got the nice breadcrumbs, which I love. I love the crunch. So let's get some of them. Mmm, that's my favourite. I love that, it's absolutely delicious. So yeah, so easy to make, as you can see. That cheese sauce, don't buy cheese sauce at the shop. Just make it like I showed you. It's so much easier. It's simple as anything.
It's much nicer too.
It's much nicer. And you can sort of do it, like you say, you can do it two ways. You can probably do it other ways as well. That's just the two ways I've done it, but there's probably loads of ways to sort of fancy up cheesy pasta. We've done it with leeks before, I think. Broccoli, yeah. So give it a try. It tastes lovely. I'm going to go and eat it off camera. But like, subscribe, comment, put notifications on so you'll see next video, and we'll see you next time. Bye!